If you look at the data from Tufts, it indicates that 4-H youth are more likely than youth in other organizations to contribute to their community, tend to have civic involvement or civic identity, and that means get involved in their community. They're also more likely to have higher grades in school and to graduate from high school. So if you could tell a parent that their kid getting enrolled in 4-H means that they're 4.9 times more likely to graduate from school, I think that's a pretty good statistic to share. And the study showed that young people in 4-H live healthier lives, they report healthier habits, they are less likely to use drugs, and they have delayed sexual activity. In addition, they're more STEMmy or more likely to be involved with science. So people who are in 4-H tend to pursue more science careers, and they tend to participate in more science-related activities in high school. So that's kind of another reason why it'd be a great way to show why people should get involved in 4-H. Participation in 4-H has benefits for young people. As a volunteer and as a 4-H member, you understand why 4-H programming is awesome. However, we need to make the rest of the world aware of it. We need to figure out and help people understand what 4-H can do for them. So let's take out your next handout, which is called the car wash handout. When we did this, we had kind of a car theme going on. And let's think about where we can go. Think about places or strategies to reach the youth that could help fill up that car. So on that handout, write out as many ideas as you can. Since it's orange, it might be hard to highlight the ones who might know about 4-H. So if you can maybe put a star by the ones you think who maybe know something about 4-H out of that list you came up with, and circle those that may need more information. So this is a great start to think about how and where you can start to recruit 4-H members. Okay, so now that we have an idea of where to get the families in the cars, our next thing is that we need to think about how to recruit them and how to get them to understand why 4-H. I get asked that question a lot. So now spend some time thinking about this from different perspectives. And this will be the next handout in your packet. This handout is called the oil change handout. I think for most of you, it's also probably a different color. Think about how you can persuade youth, parents, and the community to get involved in 4-H. What kind of messages would you put on a billboard to tell the 4-H story to people that are in middle school or elementary school or even high school? What kind of message would you tell parents, and what kind of message would you tell the community? Write those messages on those billboards. You can draw if you want to, but really just some slogans or sayings or things that you think are important to tell those different audiences. Try to create at least 2 or 3 different slogans or billboards that can help inspire people along the way of the 4-H highway and keep them in the car and on the road. Okay, so now that you're done with that, let's talk about how we retain members. You've just worked really hard to recruit members by developing a plan as to where they are and where you could go find them. Hopefully that means you filled up the car, the doors are closed, you're cruising down the highway, you have these awesome billboards, the radio is on, and you're ready to go. So now your job is a little bit different, but it's just as important. Now it's up to us to make sure that people stay involved and that they stay members of 4-H. When we review the essential elements of youth, those are things that have been proven that are successful parts of any youth development organization. The first one, belonging, is an essential item when talking about retention. The way we retain members is by building a positive relationship and creating a safe and inclusive environment. If people like coming to your meetings, if they like going to 4-H events, if they feel welcome and happy, they're going to come back and they're going to stay in 4-H. By doing things that make them belong, we create a place that will keep them and hold them secure and make them want to be involved in 4-H. So take some time with your club next time at a meeting or maybe a smaller group if you have a large club and really discuss how you can create that belonging within your 4-H club to keep members in your club. The other essential elements are maybe just as important but not necessarily part of this discussion, but other things that help you stay involved is mastering them, giving them a skill to learn, giving them some independence to make their own decisions, and giving them a place to be generous. So make sure that your club is also participating in your community through community service. All right, so retaining members. 4-H members leave community clubs every year. There are currently about 36,000 youth enrolled in 4-H clubs throughout Wisconsin. One challenge we need to take seriously is how to keep them active and involved in 4-H. Since 2007, Wisconsin 4-H Youth Development has been doing a member retention study to look at the reasons why members leave or do not re-enroll, of course besides graduation. The surveys are sent to those who do not re-enroll after a year of participation. Members are asked to provide data regarding why they made the choice to not belong to 4-H. So what do you think some of the reasons are that they might drop out? Okay, well, I'm going to share those with you because we don't have a discussion here, so obviously you can take some time to think about them if you want. But here are the top 5 said. Members said 1, they became involved with other activities. They lost interest in 4-H. They didn't have any fun. They didn't learn a new thing, and they didn't feel welcome at their club or project meeting. So the saddest ones to me are number 3 and 5. 4-H is so much fun, and it's sad that we don't welcome all of our members. This may not be your club, but in turn, these are some things to think about as we move forward. On our 4-H road, these are the exits that our people are taking to leave 4-H. Take a moment to think about those exits and what can be done to make them less of an option for cars to get off the road. What can we do to keep the members in the car heading down the 4-H road to retention? How can we block those exits and not allow the car to get off? While we can't address all the reasons why members leave the 4-H program, we can focus on the top 5 reasons that youth gave for leaving the program. So the next handout you have is called 4-H Exits. So if you want to go to that handout, roadblocks are ways to keep youth involved in feeling like the 4-H highway is headed in the right direction towards their passionate interests. So I want you to take some time to think about how you could answer these questions. If somebody said to you, I'm not involved in 4-H because I got involved with other activities, what may be a roadblock, or how can you stop them from getting off the exit? If they said, I didn't have any fun, what are some things that you can say to them, or what are some things that maybe you or your club can do to help make that not a reason they want to exit the 4-H highway? So take some time to write out at least 2 suggestions for each of the 5 exits presented on this handout to really think about how we can keep and retain our 4-H membership. Okay, so now that you've done that, we're going to move on to maintenance. So retaining is keeping them from leaving, and maintaining is making sure that they have a good time. So we recognize that you guys in Jefferson County are doing great things within your community. In fact, we just celebrated 100 years, and being my second year here, I've really seen some of the cool things that you guys do. Our motto in 4-H is always to make the best better, so therefore there's always ways to improve. We can add and review what's happening to our program and make them even better. So just as you maintain your car by giving it gas and oil change and a car wash, it's also important that we maintain our 4-H programs. So if you haven't done this lately, I would suggest doing maybe a group assessment. I have some great ones I can share with you. The one we're going to do here in a few seconds is a great one that you could present to your 4-H club also. So if you turn to the next handout, it's page 9 is what it says on the bottom. It's not page 9, of course, of our handouts. I think there's only 5, but it's called Indicators of Successful 4-H Community Clubs and Groups. So the University of Florida Extension divided the program into 7 areas that develop and encourage success. So if you take a look at this handout, you can see those 7 areas are engaging youth, engaging parents, opportunities for leadership and self-governance, having a fun learning environment, community engagement, recognition, and overall club management. So as you think about your 4-H club, think about, are these 7 things existing and functioning well within our club? Take some time now to review the indicators of club success. You don't have to do the next step, the post-it note thing, but I would like you to do is to choose 3 things on there that you think you're doing well and circle those bullets. And then find 3 things that you think you might need to improve that you could put a star by. This is a great way for me to see what our clubs need help with, and it's also a great way for you to really think about the things that you can improve on within your 4-H club. So as we've spent, obviously, as I'm in the past hour, we're at about 15 minutes of talking, but I'm sure it took you longer to do some of the handouts. There's so much more to 4-H than meets the eye. It's important to have a strong club with active members, and it's important to recruit new members and maintain the members that we have. The activities that we've done over the past session hopefully will help you to think about ways that you can recruit new people, where to find them, how to get them involved, what to say to them, retain them and don't let them get off the highway, and in turn maintain them and make sure that they're having a good time enjoying your 4-H club. So take this back to your club, talk with other leaders in your club about the reasons members join, stay, and leave 4-H. Use the roadmap as an activity in your club. Share with your club the reasons kids get involved in 4-H. Share the statistics about educational success, healthy lifestyles, and reduced risky behaviors with your 4-H members and parents. Ask your club where to recruit new members, and maybe even plan a new member night or a way to get new people involved. Have youth in your club discuss opportunities and strengths in your club. If you don't want to use the indicators included with this packet, I have a couple other tools that are great, especially if you have younger members. And I've also included in your packet a final handout called Strategies for Encouraging Retention of 4-H Members and Leaders. Hopefully that handout, you don't have to turn that back in, but will give you some tips for working with newer potential participants. Let's make your club a great place where members and leaders not only want to come, but they really want to stay. And if you ever have any questions, you want help with any of this, please feel free to call me. That's why I'm here. I have tools and tricks that can help you to make your club better and stronger. And I know some of you are thinking, oh my goodness, my club has so many members in it, I can't hold any more people in my building. And I get that, but think of how much 4-H has meant to your family and your children, and we want to make sure we get other people in that same car headed in the same direction. And even if they don't join your club, we can tell them about other clubs in the area and get them involved in 4-H. Thanks for listening. I look forward to seeing your homework packets, and I hope you've enjoyed this different way to learn some trainings. And if all goes well, maybe you'll see more of these trainings posted on YouTube soon. Have a great day, and I hope you are able to really get some good stuff out of this training. Thanks.